We're just crossing into France now. I guess this is the old border control. You can say bonjour.
Bonjour.
You have reached your destination.
It's really tight, isn't it? We're off on a bike ride this morning, just going to see what the surrounding area is like. I have read that there are flamingos in the lagoons in the area, so hopefully we might see some flamingos. And there's a cathedral just up about 30 minutes bike ride away that looks quite interesting, so we'll go and have a look at that. When we arrived yesterday at the campsite, they put us on a pitch that was on the kind of roadside of the campsite, a really tight pitch to get into, and when we got out of the motorhome we realised that there was a really horrible smell in that area. There's marshland beyond it, so I think it was probably that. So we asked to be moved and they very kindly allowed us to move to this pitch. So this is the entrance to the beach, which is right in front of our motorhome, and that's the beach club there that's linked to the campsite. And this is the walkway that goes from the entrance to the beach down, and there's Louis there. So we couldn't have a better location in the end. Steve's just getting the bikes ready, trying to dry out the silver screen because it rained yesterday again. So now we've got a little bit of sun today, so although you can see those clouds just above the motorhome there. On a magical mystery tour to see a cathedral on a volcanic island.
It's taken ages to get there.
Yeah. Going for panini at the little food truck. See what they've got.
On est habité au Cap d'Agde, mais il y a longtemps.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Is that nice after your cycle ride?
Yeah. Just what a doctor ordered.
Paninis are nice.
Good.
We've gone rogue this morning, haven't we?
We have.
The weather's not good today. We were originally going to be going to Aix-En-Provence, but we couldn't find a campsite anywhere. So we changed our plans and we booked a campsite about 30 minutes north of Aix. But now we've decided, because it was raining this morning and we didn't want to hang around until we could get into the campsite because they wouldn't check us in until so we're going to have to stop off at another supermarket somewhere to get chicken crisps. But we got my cheap wine, which is a South African Chardonnay, for $1.99. Had it last year and it's really, really lovely. So can't believe they've still got it at the same price this year. So we'll carry on our journey and hopefully we'll have success getting a campsite, one of the campsites. I've got them in order, 4 of them, from the most favourite to the least favourite option. But all of them have bus stops close by to get into Aix-En-Provence, so hopefully we'll be able to visit there tomorrow. So we're going to be brave for the first time and go through one where the only option is the tag. So we've got this tag here. It's worked up until now, but we've always gone through the ones that you can have the option to pay as well if it doesn't work. There we go, it beeped and we're straight through. We've made it to Aix-En-Provence, managed to get on a campsite, but it's not exactly what you would call peaceful. The campsite just on the outskirts of Aix-En-Provence called City Camp, and they've just taken the campsite over and they're doing lots of work. This is where we're parked, just here, so obviously we can hear a lot of that noise. We're off to get the bus into Aix this morning. Not exactly sure where the bus stop is.
Just at the top of the road, turn left.
This road up here. We had quite a peaceful evening last night. The work went on till quite late, didn't it? The building work. What time about?
6.
No, I think it was later than that, you know. And then the people around us in the other motorhomes were quite noisy, but eventually everyone quietened down.
Les arbres déçus, la faim et la peur, et pourtant au fond de son cœur.
We've just had a picnic lunch. Very nice chicken sandwiches. Made Steve have a picnic instead of finding somewhere to eat, but I might treat him to an ice cream later. We've had a lovely few hours in Aix-En-Provence. It's a very, very pretty city. Somewhere I'd definitely like to come back to.
Yeah, it's well worth a visit. If
Yeah.
you haven't been.
Yeah, then put it on your list of places to come to. We're on our way back now, just going to stop and have a drink somewhere.
Deserved beer.
Yeah. And then we're going to get the bus back to the campsite. Cheers. Good morning. We're on our way to Antibes this morning. Well, just north of Antibes. We've changed our plans again. We did say on the website that there was some construction going on, so I was aware of that. And we went ahead and booked it. It was quite expensive. And then after we booked it, I looked at some other reviews on Google and realised that actually I'd probably made a big mistake, because everybody is saying that the showers and the toilets are really awful there. There's mainly squat toilets, which we wouldn't be using, would we? And that they're in a dreadful state, and somebody a couple of months ago posted some photos on Google with the state of the showers, and the urinals all broken and it looked awful, and the campsite replied to the review saying that it was rustic. It was a bit more than rustic, in my opinion, from the photos. Anyway, we can't cancel it. We've prepaid for 3 nights, so we're just going to have to put up with it and hope that it's not quite as bad as the reviews have made out it to be. So wish us luck, and obviously we'll let you know what it's like when we get there. We've just walked into the local town, well, the marina really. Pleased to report that the campsite's absolutely fine.
Yeah,
So,
the facilities are okay.
Are fine. They're just old, but they're perfectly clean and no issues at all really. So it just goes to show you shouldn't believe all the reviews that you read on Google, should you?
No.
So we've just been to the train station just to check out tickets for tomorrow. That all looks really straightforward. So we're going to be doing probably Cannes tomorrow, I think, and then Nice on Sunday.
Yep.
And we're just going to find somewhere on the marina to have a little drinky. This marina is stunning with these apartment blocks that look like ships. They're really cool. We've just stopped at an estate agent, and for a 2-bed apartment in these buildings, these like pyramid-y ship-like buildings, it's 860 for that 1,000 and 889 for that one. Barbecuing our tea for tonight. What have we got, Steve?
We've got little pork loin things, mini spicy burgers, some sausages and some chorizo.
Good morning. We've just left the campsite and we're heading to Italy this morning, just across the border. The campsite was really good in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, to be fair, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you can't always trust reviews.
Yeah. The showers and the toilets and all the facilities were really old-fashioned. The showers had this funny contraption where you had to pull a cord to get the water, which was quite funny, and the washing up area, that was kind of really 1970s, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit old.
Yeah.
Everywhere was really clean.
Yeah, it was really clean. So yeah, we did really well in the end, and it was really close to the train station. So we managed to get the train on Saturday to Cannes. Cannes we really enjoyed, didn't we?
Yeah.
But the old part of Cannes is really lovely, but the newer part, the Boulevard La Croisette, I think it's called, which is where you've got all of the designer shops and the private beach clubs, wasn't really our kind of vibe, was it?
No.
It was interesting seeing where they have the Cannes Film Festival. They have the hand imprints of all the stars, movie stars, like they do in LA. So that was quite cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Finding all the movie stars' handprints. And then yesterday we ended up not going to Nice in the end because it's been quite hot, and Nice is quite a large city to get around on foot. So we changed our plans and we went into Antibes instead, which we're really glad we did.
Antibes was lovely.
Really lovely. It's very arty, very chilled and relaxed. Loads of places to eat and have a drink, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Very, very pretty.
Plus, good market.
Yeah, very good market. Although it was very busy, it was difficult to film in both Cannes and Antibes because the streets are very narrow and there was lots of people everywhere. But we were lucky enough in Antibes yesterday to see the classic yachts that take part in the Voiles D'Antibes, which is a classic yacht race that takes place every year at the beginning of June. So they were beautiful, those yachts, weren't they?
Yeah.
And then we saw the biggest motor yacht I've ever seen in my life, and we looked it up. It's called the Al Raya, and it's owned currently by the royal family of Bahrain. We're just about to go into a tunnel, so I might lose you. And I looked up the information on it, and they bought it for $250 million, and it costs them between $15 and $25 million a year just in running costs. It was massive, wasn't it? And did you say it had room for, how many staff did it have room for?
It had room for 20 guests and 48 staff.
48 staff for 20 guests. And it had its own private kind of fenced mooring, didn't it?
Yeah.
At the old harbour in Antibes. So we're just going over the top. Well, we've just passed Monaco, haven't we now?
We're just going
past Monaco now, and not long till we get over the border into Italy. So once we're settled in Italy, we'll catch up again. See you later.
See you later.
Bye. Join Join us next week when we visit the amazing Principality of Monaco and the beautiful town of Menton. Thanks for watching. We're just on our way to the train station to